Most people think the reason their life doesn't change is because they're not taking enough action. So they double down, hustle harder, push more, and then wonder why they're burning out and they're always sabotaging themselves, ending right back where they started. And the truth is that it's not that you're not doing enough, it's that you're sometimes doing too much and not of the right thing, and that your actions don't stick. And the reason they don't stick is because you're trying to use brute force willpower against a brain that runs 95% on autopilot. In other words, you're trying to win a heavyweight fight with one arm tied behind your back. So today, I want to show you the way that you can actually take the right action. The kind of action your brain actually craves, the kind that compounds, and that doesn't just check off a to do list, but that fundamentally rewires who you are. Let's be honest. Most of us have started a new habit or a new routine and maybe kept it up for a few days, maybe even for a few weeks, and then it fizzles out. And the worst part is, you don't just lose the habit, you lose the faith and the belief, and you start telling yourself, see, I always fall off. I can never do it. And I'm always failing. And that identity sticks more than the one you were trying to create. And that's because willpower is like a battery. It's going to drain fast, and you can only white knuckle your way to a result for a certain amount of time. And you just can't rewire your subconscious with brute force. It's like typing on the surface of your laptop and wondering why you're not seeing like any sort of update, right? And here's where the science comes in. Dopamine is a chemical that most people associate with pleasure, but the fact of that matter is that dopamine is actually something that comes through anticipation. And I learned that because I started drinking 2 coffees a day randomly. And it was so funny because I started realizing that when I was drinking the first cup of coffee, I was halfway through and already craving the second and thinking about it. And it was funny because I didn't even really want to finish the first. And I started thinking, I'm like, and it was happening every day. And I was like, why is this always happening? And I noticed it in different areas of my life. And I'm like, why is it that like I'm not even finished one thing, but I'm already thinking about the next? So I started researching it. And it turns out that that's when I started realizing, oh my God, it's not just that dopamine is associated with pleasure. It's not that really. It's that we actually get dopamine through anticipation. And that's when things started breaking wide open for me. And I started seeing my goal setting and taking action in a whole new reality. And that's where I started creating my dopamine machine, which you're going to get inside the activation arc. It's 100% free, 90-day series to help you become radically transformed in under 90 days and have fun and have an incredible time while you're at it. It comes with workbooks, meditations. Oh gosh, I don't have enough time to list all the things you get for free. So if you want to get access to the dopamine machine, you're welcome to. Before we continue, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the like. I would deeply appreciate it. And I'm always doing videos just like this, deep dives on how to radically transform your life, how to get results faster, easier, and with more fun than you ever could have imagined, creating the transformation and the time of your life. So with that being said, thank you so much. And what it is actually a gamified tracker so that you can actually build habits, get monetary rewards, like not actual literal dollars, but I have the full system wired up so that for each habit that you're building over 90 days, you're giving yourself monetary rewards and getting that hit. And so the next day you can anticipate the money you're going to make and all of the different rewards you're going to get. And so you can turn your brain into actually anticipating action, to anticipating building action, to anticipate doing things. And that will stop you from getting shiny object syndrome whenever you're trying to build a new habit, right? Because we've all experienced it. Um, the gym right after New Year's is a perfect example. We hype ourselves up, you get into the gym, and then, it's February 1st and there's a bale of hay running through the gym and like no one is there. And, all of a sudden, like people are at home, you're playing your video games instead or scrolling through social media or doing whatever else, anticipating the next, like, reel to come up that's going to entertain you or, you know, all of that stuff. And so that's why I started seeing action in a different way. And in a moment, I'm going to teach you my what I call my arc or my arc of action, but my action framework. I just kind of play on words, but it's how I reframed what and how I see action and how I see taking action and what I do now to get results. And it's fundamentally changed the game for me and the game for anyone who I have introduced it to. So I'm going to share with you more about that in this video. I'm just interrupting this video for a super duper Ashley Cooper quick second to offer you something that's never going to cost you a penny and that will literally transform your life. Why? Because I created Made for Millions, the very first ever 100% brand funded educational platform for entrepreneurs. That means that you can get 100% free entrepreneurial education, zero fluff, zero BS, zero gatekeeping, zero payment ever, 100% for free. Our goal is to help 1 million heart-centered, impact-driven entrepreneurs hit the seven-figure mark by 2030. And so if this is you, all you need to do is click the link below that says Made for Millions. You're going to get access to a host and an epic amount of free training, as well as an incredible community that's already racking up to the thousands. So with that being said, let's get back into your regular scheduled programming. Okay, so everything I just talked about, the same principle applies to your habits. If your brain doesn't get dopamine around action, it will always feel like resistance. If it does that, then action becomes addictive. Right? So the secret of all of this isn't in insane or constant action. It's about the right action, because you can hustle 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and still stay the same if the actions don't match the person you're actually becoming. It's like trying to hit a bullseye blindfolded. You can fire off 100 arrows, but if you're not aiming in the right place, you're never going to land it, right? Or think about it like GPS. Identity is who you are, vision is where you're going, and action is the turn-to-turn directions. Without a destination set, the directions don't even matter. You're just going to end up driving in circles, burning energy, but never arriving anywhere new. And that's why this video connects back to what I usually talk about in the entire free series that I mentioned to you. And in the identity video, we talked about defining exactly who your 10.0 self is. In the vision video, we talked about seeing precisely where you're going. And action is where rubber meets the road. It's about lining up your daily arrows and not just randomly firing willy-nilly. It's not about working harder, but aiming with intention. Because a single arrow aimed at the right target will always take you further than 1,000 arrows fired blindfolded. Now, with that foundation in place, let's get into the framework that I spoke about that I use to make action addictive, and I call it my arc of action. So the arc of action is firstly about A. It's about anticipation. Build the dopamine into the anticipation, not just the reward. When you set up your habits with anticipation, like streaks, rewards, or gamified trackers that you have in the system, your subconscious starts predicting the reward before it even happens. And that prediction is what actually delivers the dopamine hit. This flips the action from resistance to craving before you even take the first step. Now, the R is repetition. Every rep isn't just a rep, it's a vote for your future. It's a line of coding and rewiring, because neuroscience says that the neurons that fire together wire together. And every time you rehearse an action, the more automatic it's going to become until it's not even a habit anymore. It becomes a part of your 95% subconscious mind, right? So that's why people make a mistake. They quit before it's compounded, before the chance that change has been able to kick in. So we want repetition to turn into momentum. And C is the best part. It's all about craving. And that's what we were talking about, right? Like, imagine what your life would be like if you craved the habits that were good for you as much as you did, the glass of wine at the end of the day, or whatever you use that is a habit that is maybe it's not even a bad habit. You're only having a glass of wine every now and then, but it's not getting you any closer to the results you want. It's not building you into who you want to be. And so imagine what would happen in your life if you craved the habits of transformation more than you craved any of the habits of self-sabotage. Imagine what a superhero you would feel like and how you would walk into a room if you knew that you had conquered all of the stuff that had been keeping you stuck. Imagine how it would feel to have that level of confidence, to know that you could finally execute all of the things that you have been saying that you're going to do for years, and to do it in record time in a way that feels good. Imagine how it would feel to have people asking you, what's your secret? What have you been doing? And how you're changing so fast. Imagine how it would feel to inspire your family and your friends, and to be able to do all of the things that you've ever wanted to do and more. Because here's the kicker: when you do the 90 days and you become unrecognizable, that's not the end of the story. That's just the beginning of a new arc, of a new evolution. And you can do this every single 90 days to pick up new habits, to learn new languages, to make more money, to continue building your business, to do whatever it is that you want to do that you've been feeling is not for you because you're too old, or you're too this, or you're too that, or it's not enough that, or you've never been able to do it. Imagine how radically different your life would be. And most importantly, imagine how you would feel. And that's what this is all about. This is about reclaiming and recapturing who you know that you were born to be. This is about being able to harness the power that I know you have inside, that you know you have inside. That's why you've consistently tried all of these different things before, because you know that you're capable of change. It's just that you need to be able to commit to it long enough to give yourself the rewards, to give yourself, the pat on the back, to connect with a community of other people doing it too, so that you're not just, celebrating others, but you're being celebrated, that you're riding the wave of momentum, that you have a place to tune into and tap into when you feel like tapping out, when you feel like life is not necessarily going as fast as you want, a place to go to have reminders for you if you're not getting to where you want to be in the amount of time you want to be there. And that's all for free for you, and is waiting inside the activation arc. So you're more than welcome to join us on this journey. Just click the link below and get access to the workbook, the gamified system, and all of the other things. You can also get access to the playlist below that's already on this YouTube channel. But inside the arc, inside your email, you're going to get access to different resources that you're not going to get access to here. And yeah, like I said, it's 100% for free. So two choices: you could wait till New Year's to promise yourself you're going to change and then fall off by February 1st, or you could start, unless today's New Year's, in which case, Happy New Year, and you're ready to start. Now you can start it with the right 90 days. But if this is any time before New Year's, get started now. Today is the tomorrow you spoke about yesterday. Stop saying you're going to start something when, oh, I'm just going to drink till then, or I'm just going to do this to then, or I'm going to blah, 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 and I'll start it when. No, 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 no. You start today. You start now. Comment now below if you're starting now, right? Because we're never bigger than the excuses we tell ourselves about why we can't do something. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. Give me a subscribe if you could. I would deeply appreciate it, and it really helps the channel. And invite a friend. Share this with a friend. Get someone else on board so that we can all do this together. I swear we have the most epic community of humans. You're going to be like, how did I not know this existed? And oh my God, there's people like me out there. You're going to love it. And we're going to love you. And so if you're a returning person, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, my name is Super Duper Ashley Cooper, and I am super duper happy to have you here. I'm super duper grateful you watched this entire video, and I'm super duper grateful that you listened to me say super duper so many times in a row. Say that fast: super duper, super duper, super duper. Anyway, I'll give you a prize if you can say super duper really fast 10 times in a row. I don't know what that prize is, but I'll give it to you. So anyway, have a fantastic day. I'm grateful for spending this time with you. We'll see you in the comments. We'll see you in the activation arc, and we'll see you in the next video.